that night, because it was the day before, right?
Mm-hmm.
That night, I did give my family quite a bit of gold to last them for a little while. I'm gonna tell my wife not to go into work, not to go to the hospital for a little while, and especially during the troubled time when Pearson was still kind of fighting his old gang. Um, there was a series of safe houses that him and his wife would have used his wife and his infant children would have used to prevent them tracking them down and hurting him. And he suggests that they go to one of those safe houses until they hear from me next, just in case.
Okay.
And I'll tell her why. It's because Neelix is around, and in case he makes me, we don't want him to go after the most vulnerable parts of my life. Even though my home is kept very secret, someone who's determined will find out where they live. Since it's only me and my wife who know where the safe house is, it's very unlikely someone's going to find them. Here's hoping, at least.
Okay. She seems a bit combative about the idea of leaving her, because she's just as stubborn as you are sometimes. But I think if you press the issue enough, she'll get the point.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. She's done it before. She can do it again.
Also,
and if anything, it's for the kids.
Also, I was going to say, this is your last chance. If you guys, I don't know if you guys actually chose to buy the potions with any gold, or this is your last chance to buy things, etc., etc.
Oh, yeah.
We should.
We might want to buy a couple of the potions with our potion fund, frankly.
Potions, yeah.
If you're buying potions, they are 50 gold apiece, I believe.
Two more potions, then.
Could be, so feel free.
I need to meet with Lady Celine, if she's available.
Sure, she'll be available.
Okay, I gotta meet with her then.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
Sure.
Right before we leave.
I ain't giving you shit.
you tell the guards that you need to see her. They let you in, and you go into her room, and she's sitting on one of her chairs quietly, but for some reason the entire room smells like some sort of wet peacock.
Finn frowns a little bit, but enters the room, and he looks very serious, and he's like, Lady Celine, you know we're risking our lives for you, correct?
Lady Celine nods.
I need you to watch someone very important to me. And he pulls out Taz from his bag. Taz is now sober
Can
and fine.
can I be with this conversation?
Of course.
I am
right-hand
like
man.
a lost dog.
My right-hand man.
Lady Celine's eyes light up, and she goes, Can I
Listen
try
very
some things on him?
No! He kind of holds... Listen, you're the only person I can trust to hold on to him. I don't want to bring him to this murder cult. So if you can just watch over him and...
Lady Celine goes, but... And then Fiddle comes up and says, my lady. And he looks at you and he goes, I will take care of the ferret. And then looks at Lady Celine like with this like murderous look of like, what? Lady Celine looks rather disappointed. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you all arrive. How do you guys want to arrive? First of all, most importantly, do you guys want to arrive early, on time, a little late? How early?
Pearson's going to try to show up.
I was going to say, for argument's sake, let's say the time to be there is around 8. So let me know when you want to arrive.
Pearson will show up at 8 o'clock sharp by himself.
Okay.
I will arrive early.
I will arrive when Cole arrives.
It's gonna be an hour early for me, Squee.
Okay.
Not gonna be like directly in there, but I mean, no person worth his bones is just gonna like walk into a fucking place. Gotta observe the situation before I make my move. Any intelligent person would do that.
Okay. So
yeah, except that I know the bar inside out.
Yeah.
Keen is going to arrive 15 minutes late in his dirty, completely black garb.
Okay. I'm going to... Oops. For all of you, you guys should see the map now.
Good.
All right. Everyone who arrived early, pick a place to sit down.
I will be,
As you can tell, you see a very large tavern. This is
What
a
are
very
these?
big place. Those are giant fires with roasted pig on top of them. This basically this tavern is full of tables and bar winches. It's basically a feasting hall more than anything else. And what you see in the middle of the room are fire pits. You see lots of tables and chairs and clutter and big fire pits in the middle of the room. On the sides of each room, there are little alcoves where Jarek is now, with a fireplace and a more private, secluded table. But there's no really space that's enclosed. Those are just kind of little alcoves.
I'm going to sort of glide through the room, sort of stumbling across table sides and things like that.
Those of you who arrived early, the place is full of about 10-ish people. They're kind of milling about. Those of you who are going to arrive on time, you will see about 40 people. Hang on. Let me.
I would note that I have taken once around the tavern, just sort of knocking into things.
Okay. Hang on. Let me do this. So hang on. Everyone who arrived early first, before I do this, like, pick where you're going to be.
Finn's in the corner like a badass.
Oh no, not this.
Shut up.
I've heard this story before.
Shut
in
up.
lonely tavern chat rooms across the internet for the past 14 years and counting.
I find the darkest corner and I sit there.
I just
Listen,
brewed with my drink.
Cole, are you with Finn?
Oh, that's right. Cole's here. You can walk over to Cole. Hi, Cole.
Hi.
I won't sit super close to you, but I'll sit close to you. I need my personal space.
Tarkin, who also arrived early, is going to sit around where Jarek is.
It's fine.
Okay, so then let me go ahead and
I'll have the foreboding light out. The sickly green light which emits from the dark wood staff. You know, a great beacon to attract people. Yes, sit in the alcove with me. Witness the glorious sickly green light emanating from the staff and the eyes. Yes.
I'm surprised you're not watching the fire.
So everyone else who arrived on time or late, when you arrive, you see, this is what you see before you. There's around 40 some odd people here, all for the initiation, all sitting at the table and feasting. And the problem, what you see around you are these people look about like you. They look dirty. Some of them look outright insane. They look like the worst people you would ever want to meet around. They're eating with no manners. They're shouting. They're very rude. There's a couple of fist fights here and there that break out, but most people seem to have this air of either nervous excitement, which are the crazy ones, or just straight up nervous, which are the only slightly crazy ones. But this is what you see when you arrive, and you are welcome to take a seat or whatnot wherever you choose.
All right, I'm sitting where you can see my token. I'm having my back towards where Tarkin and Jarek are. I figure I can trust them, so that way I have my eyes on pretty much everything in the room. And if these guys have a problem with me sitting there, I'll make sure they don't have a problem with it.
Okay. They look at you as if you're not really part of their group. But they don't really make any moves towards you. They seem...
They're smart, then.
The idea you get from it almost is that on any other day, they might have made a beef with it, but this is not really the time to be starting issues. So they just kind of choose to ignore you.
It's fine.
And Keen, Mr. I'm going to arrive late. You arrive late, nothing started yet, so...
Okay. I see that everybody's at the tables and everything. I'm just going to go to a wall and lean on the wall, watching people.
Okay. So you guys arrive. You all sit down, and you've been sitting there for about an hour. And pretty much, like I said, the same old's happening. You hear ruckus. People are rude. People are nervous. People aren't really sure what to expect. The two that you're sitting with, Cole and Finn, they kind of strike up small talk with you guys, but you can tell they're very, very nervous. So they really suck at the small talk.
Finn doesn't respond to any of them.
Well, they suck even more then.
He just stares with his new red eyes.
Actually, they don't seem intimidated. They kind of seem, how to put this? Like you should be there. Like you're part of the group. They're obviously nervous, but they don't seem to have any issue with you being there. They seem to focus much more on Cole and give him kind of these nervous glances. And that's about it. And then after about half an hour to an hour, it's kind of hard to tell, but you've been there a while, and of course everyone's feasting. And after about half an hour, the door opens, and in comes... Hang on, let me load this up before I start explaining what you see. In comes a procession, and in this procession is a man dressed in blue robes, and he's wearing a mask that covers his face. It looks just like what you're seeing there. And this man is followed by a very big gentleman, and I use the word gentleman loosely. This man. He is...
So he's a woman?
No. He is huge. He is about 7'5". He looks about the size of Shaquille O'Neal plus, if he ate his Wheaties. And he's following...
He's the mountain.
He's as big as I am.
He's following the man in robes and the mask, and he is holding by the ankle a dead corpse of a woman. And in front of the guy with robes, the guy with the robes and the mask has a hand on each shoulder and is leading forward and kind of pushing forward what looks to be a girl with her head down. So you have this strange procession of 4 quote-unquote people. The girl being pushed ahead of the man in robes, and the very large man behind them dragging this corpse of a woman who's still kind of bleeding out by the ankle, as if it was effortless to him. And they just... The room grows very silent when this obviously odd procession comes in, and they seem to be in no hurry. They just start walking down the center of the tavern, and each one of you please give me a spot roll. Either use wisdom or intelligence, whichever's better. Okay, so Keen, Pearson, Jarek, and Finn? No, not Finn. So Keen, Pearson, and Jarek, you notice, or you recognize that the girl being pushed in front of the man with the robe was the girl that was in that church that you led through the sewers. And the corpse that's being dragged behind the big man was her mother.
Oh.
Coincidence?
Thank God for my terrible memory.
Okay. Akeen will try and make sure that he doesn't show any emotion.
Okay.
Pellamore is just a blank slate. He's keeping it all on the inside.
But yeah, it looks like the mother was rather brutally killed with a knife. And the daughter is head down, not saying a word. You can kind of see tears down her face, but she's being not combative at all. They slowly progress down the center of the hall, and by this time, no one's talking. And when they get here to the middle of the hall, the guy in the robe stops, and he looks around at everyone, and he says in a very creepy voice, is the best way I can say it, a voice that is calm and collected, but always kind of sounds on the edge of madness. He calmly addresses the room, and he says,
"My name is Brother Seafeed, and I'd like to welcome you all to the cult of Salage. It is rare and honorable those who can hear the call of the mother, and I think that we will do great things. Thank you for coming."
And then he continues walking, and of course the big guy follows him. And right before he gets to the stairway over here, he stops, and he turns around and he goes,
On second thought,
and he looks at everyone.
the mother will only have room for 6 people on this night. I'll be back when you sort out who those 6 are.
And then they traverse down the stairs. And then everyone starts looking at each other very nervously. And then knives start getting drawn, and growls start having, And roll for initiative, please.
Ooh.
Okay.
I actually have a 17. I'm not quite sure. I have a +3 instead of a +5.
Oh. So you have.
I had
Oh no.
Found out.
that is the first time I have ever lost initiative. First time, Burnerator. It's about fucking time someone knocked me off.
Right?
Escalation die is 0 at the moment. And let me explain how this battle is going to work, because this is kind of a new thing for me. Obviously, there are 40 some odd people in this room, but they are not all technically your enemies. They are
No, they're
kind of
fighting each other.
everyone's enemies, right? So here's how this is going to work. At every round, I'm going to roll a d4 and add the escalation value, and that is going to be the number of people that are killed during the fighting that is not directly involved with you. And we will just see how this all plays out. Because, oh man, will it be something?
Now look, goddammit, the one time I fail an initiative, no human could rise to the top. It's the fucking elf. Really? You all suck.
Shaking my butt.
All right, and then I'm going to roll for the
underestimate the
thugs.
Mm.
What we're going to say is the initiative started right when you guys became very confident that things were about to erupt. So technically speaking, they have not quite erupted yet. People are starting to charge each other, but no one's moved yet because you guys are moving first.
I'm first then, because I'm
Yep,
number
you are
22.
first.
Okay, I'm gonna wait until Cole, after Cole,
Okay.
if I may.
Yes, show signs of working together before we go down into the basement. Brilliant.
Hey, listen. YOLO.
I'm gonna go over here, right there, and I'm going to take out my bow and fire at this guy right here.
That's Tarkin.
Yeah.
That's Tarkin. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, never mind then.
I'm going
I'll
to
just
kill
shoot
you
him.
now. I hope you're cognizant of this.
Brilliant.
Hey,
So the
hey,
people who go
hey.
the business is the 5 of us plus some random guy because Tarkin's dead.
I'm gonna shoot there.
Okay.
I think my target's gonna be that guy right there. Who looks suspicious.
By all means, fire away, sir. Fire away.
10 versus AC.
Is not going to be enough to hit.
Okay.
So do 2 damage.
I stand up and I kind of grumble, make this look convincing, and I'm going to grab onto Finn. Again.
Mhm.
So I'm,
Whoa, what are you doing?
and I'm going
Some really
to,
surfer boy.
not as gracefully as the usual thing, chuck her there-ish.
Chuck her. Oh my. Not her.
I'm a dude.
I'm sorry.
Emo dude.
Freaking Mila's face down there. It is really hard to. Anyway,
Okay, I understand. I don't take offense to it.
chuck him there.
Okay.
Well,
You'll roll when your turn comes up.
okay.
And I will take the bench that I was sitting on,
Mm-hmm.
and I will then hurl it at this guy.
Okay, everyone ganging up on that guy. All right, bench is a large object, so roll. Okay, 23 for IC. That is definitely a hit. You do 12 damage. Okay. Wow, your bench smacks him upside the back of the head, knocks him into the table, scoots the table a few feet forward, and he looks dazed.
And that will be my turn.
All right, Finn, if you would please roll a dexterity check.
That's math.
That's not... Jesus.
Holy crap.
Okay.
I'm
Holy
a badass.
You. Okay. You know what? Use a swashbuckle.
I
free
soar through
swashbuckle.
the air and spin. First, when he first threw me, I was screaming, but then I gracefully spin in the air, pulling out my weapon, and then attacking this poor unsuspecting fool in
So you're
front
gonna
of me.
attack him like in the midair as you fly.
Oh
towards
yeah.
him? Okay.
Fucking ninja-like.
If you, I'm going to give you a. Normally, I give you a +2 to hit. If you do hit, I will give you +4 damage. Which is, I'm sorry, I can't see because, okay, so 16. Good God. You did 20 points of damage to this guy. Good God, he's dead.
Like an eagle, I just soared in the air and then pulled out my weapons. And as I came down, I put one of my weapons and just stabbed him right through the neck.
Yeah, he only had 18 hit points, so he is, ouch. God damn. Nicely done. Okay.
It's all thanks to big guy over there. Love you, man.
Next.
Name?
Gives it a little wink.
Wink.
So, seeing how the man to the left of me is stunned, Kirsten Cullimore is gonna calmly stand up from the table, take a look around, and give a steely graze over to Tarkin. He's going to run over, try to grab Tarkin by the scruff, by the front of his either his clothes or his armor, whatever he's wearing, and I'm gonna lean in almost like I'm trying to bite him, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna say, "You and I are gonna pretend to fight. It's less likely someone's gonna engage us if we look like we're already occupied." And then with that, I'm gonna give a fake punch to his gut.
Okay.
And then I'll make a joke saying, "I bet you always wanted to fight me anyway." So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Well, Tarkin bends over from the punch. He seems to acknowledge what you said. He'll be like, he'll basically like a gruff, okay. And he bends over to the punch.
Cool.
And then it's Tarkin's turn. Tarkin is, well, basically just what I said.
Okay, fair enough. He can pretend to punch me too. I don't mind.
He'll back up the wall. It looks like he's studying the room intently, or trying to, while this is going on.
Gotcha. All right, I see what we're doing here. I like the idea. All right.
Is this guy who is injured? No, he wasn't injured enough. Never mind, scratch that. I thought he might have had less than or equal to 5 hit points. Yeah.
By the way, everyone, I'm moving things just for expedience sake. Just ignore them for now.
Yeah. I don't suppose the guy who had a bench thrown at his face has less than or equal to 5 hit points, does he?
Sadly, no, not yet.
That's fine. Well, free action to open eyes, look at the fight in front of him. That doesn't look very interesting. I'm a fucking necromancer. I don't get involved in stupid brawls. That's dumb. Standard action to raise a hand and summon 2 crumbling skeleton mooks from the floor.
I assume they summon in front of you?
Summon nearby, whatever.
Yeah.
You can put them near me. It's not a big deal.
They're huge. They're giant skeletons. Alright, there you go.
Alright, move action and quick action. Move action to crack bones, quick action to close eyes again. In turn, which gives me control of these guys. Because they act immediately in initiative after me.
Alright.
Both of them move this way with their move action. With their standard actions, let's get some short attack rolls. One of them attacks.
Do it, skeletons. I believe in you.
Versus armor class.
Alright, for this guy right here, that is not going to hit.
The second one attacks. 3 damage, motherfucker. Get wrecked.
Oh, man. Alright, he takes the scraping.
The skeletons end their turn.
Hang on a second while I move. I'm basically moving all the thugs. And now that they're moving, you guys do actually see lots of groups working together. In other words, it looks like all the people that came with each other are helping each other. So it's almost like you're seeing little, instead of it looks less like a giant free-for-all and more like very tiny forces all engaging each other very brutally. You do notice that this fight is incredibly brutal. I mean, people are killing with abandon. So there is that. It does not seem like it's every man for himself. It seems more like this group versus that group versus that group. This guy who is injured is going to turn around to the guy that hit him in the back of the head and go for him. He is going to try and help his friend out here with the skeletons.
Brave to fight skeletons. How brave.
And he is going to kind of terrified by seeing what Finn just did to his friend, is going to choose someone else to fight.
Rawr.
Okay, so let me kind of try and zoom in on this a little bit, because this is the more important aspect of the fight right now. So, first things first, we're going to do the attacks on the skeletons. So we've got green guy over here, we've got blue guy over there. Hang on a second. Okay, so we're going to do the skeletons first. We've got the green guy, he's going to roll to hit the skeletons. Roll.
That is a successful hit. However, the attack only deals half damage. For skeletons have resist weapon 16 plus.
Got it. Oh, I see. So if it's below 16, it's half damage. So they take 2 damage. One of them takes 2 damage. And that's his turn. So then the blue guy is going to also attack. That is also going to hit.
Yes, it is below a natural 16 to roll, though, so that'll be another 2 damage.
Correct. Then we're going to do the black guy that got stunned. He's going to attack Cole. And he is that.
That hit.
Okay, you take 4 points of damage. The red guy here. Yep. That does not hit you. And then the blue guy over here is going to attack Finn. Is that enough to hit you?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, take 4 points of damage.
Okie dokie.
I'm sorry, 3 points of damage. 3 points.
3. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, he is going to make an attack roll on you. Wow. Okay, then. He actually misses you and slams into the wall. Like, he charges you, and you don't even really have to duck out of the way. You just kind of lean. And he kind of crashes into the wall next to you, and he's staggered a little bit.
Beast.
And so that is their turn. I'm going to roll a d4 to see what other kinds of mayhem happen too. So we'll say this guy. Hello. Fine, we'll do this guy. This guy. And this guy are dead. And that's the thug's turn. Escalation die is now 1.